Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks, and a viewer asked me a question about rotating these fish scales. I said, well, anything will rotate. And then he wrote me back and said, these fish scales won't rotate. So if you've created fish scales in your interactive fill tool, let's just try something real quick. Let's try this real quick while I'm thinking about it. Let's take these, and you don't really, and he's also going to grade these on a tumbler. I wouldn't do this because of the fact that there's a white background. Let's just see if they'll rotate now. See, no matter what you do, they won't rotate. So let's go back to the square and take it and rotate them. And no matter what angle you are, the fish scales are still up and down. He's trying to rotate them where he could put them on a tumbler. But there's a problem with that because this has a white background. I just did a video today about this and about drawing from scratch. This is a good vector file, but it's got a white background, and there's no way to do it. If you go to bitmap, got to be clicked on the item. If you go to bitmap, there's no resample. You know, you have to convert it to a bitmap. I'm going to try the grayscale and then trace the bitmap, and I've tried it several different ways. It just doesn't trace good. It looks like garbage. It's going to take a few seconds here. It's at 30%. So we'll wait just a second. And it's done. Let's look at the new fish scale. Whoop. See, and I've tried several different ways, and even if you added more detail, it just doesn't trace. So if you're an engraver and you want to make the fish scale, and I just made a video on this yesterday, but I thought I'd go and add it to it. Let's make a 1-inch circle. I've got my ratio locked, so it made it 1 inch. I'm going to go and change my nudge factor to 1 inch. And I'm going to Control D and make a duplicate. And I'm just going to go across the page and make as many as I want. Then I'm going to group these together, Control G, and I'm going to move them down a 1/2 inch, 0.5. So I'm going to Control D and make a duplicate and then move them over both directions. I moved them over down and to the left. So now let's Control D down and to the right. Control D, and I'm not going to, and you could move them to the left. Control D. Anyway, you get the idea. We'll do a couple more so you can kind of see it. It doesn't really matter what shape you do, but then go to Simplify under the weld, and of course it made them upside down, but you can very easily flip the fish scales. And then you just wouldn't use these top ones, or let's see if we can use the virtual segment delete key on them, and you have a start of a fish scale. This one might not work, so you could do the outside ones and do whatever one. I'd put that one back. But if you're going to use these in a power clip into something, you can Control G and group them, and now you can rotate them, and they'll be rotated. So let's see, make sure they power clip. And I'm a big fan of not power clipping. Let's try it. Let's say if your graphic was like here. Instead of power clipping, select it all and go back minus front, which is opposite what we want, front minus back. You know what I think we actually need to do is go to Simplify again. Simplify, intersect. This might take just a second. Nope, so it's intersect. We want to go to intersect, and it made a copy of that. Now the good thing about it, you can rotate it, and it's clear, it's transparent. Go to Object, Order, back a page, and you can see through it. Now I draw everything in hairline, but you can very easily double right click on your line tool, make them 10 points and black. If you were going to engrave them, and that would engrave very well. And then you could rotate them to put on your, what he's doing, he's rotating to a cup. So he's going to put them on a cup, and he wants the fish scales, maybe even on a fish, I have no clue. But he is right, the interactive fill tool, I don't really think it's for engravers. maybe printers or just other people that draw. I've never hardly used it, even though I've done several videos on it in the last couple of days. Anyway, I hope that helped him a little bit. Thank you for watching.